Disclaimer. This video and all its contents are Ngozi's opinion and that of some people who contributed. We're all entitled to our opinions, so enjoy.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Ngee Show. My name is Ngozi, and on this episode, I'm talking, we are family. Family. Let's keep it very, very simple. Family is the single most important unit of society. If family fails, society is shaky. Now, family, of course, is usually defined by your, it could be nuclear and so on and so forth. But what we've done today is family is not just people who you're related to by blood. It's people who you consider a family, people who feel like blood to you. There are people who are your friends and they feel like family. The bottom line is that family is the unit where you do not feel judged. Family is that unit where you can bear your all. If you feel like, that's how I'll tell the person, now the person will go on. That's not family. With family, you don't feel judged. With family, you don't feel like you need to put up any airs of anything. That's what family is about. Family is a safe place. And I hope everyone has a loving family. Unfortunately, we know that the world is a crazy place, so that doesn't exist. Anyway, so in this episode, I'm going to be talking about what I believe, in my opinion, like you heard at the beginning of the show, is the roles and responsibilities of everyone within the family unit, right? So let's start with number one, the head of the family, commonly known in Nigeria as the father. Now, interestingly enough, in the US, when you're filing your taxes, to file as head of household, you must be financially responsible for more than half of that household. So you have to cover more than half of the household expenses. So tuition, rent, whatever, it must be you covering more than half. But in a lot of places, like in Nigeria, even if you're not doing that, you're not the head of the home. But yeah, I'm just saying that to say that in Nigeria, to be the head of the family, you just be a man. That's it. So it doesn't matter if you're doing anything, as long as you're a man, you're the head of the home. Now, things have changed over time in the sense that back then it was a very strong thing. The man was the head of the home. The man is still the head of the home, but because of the way the world has evolved, where now a lot of homes are two-income homes, because people need support and the woman is a partner for the man, a lot of things have started to adjust. Women are catching egos, men are catching egos, but I paid for this, now you want to call yourself head of household. As the father, as the man who is the head of the home, you are not only the financial head of the home, but you're also the spiritual head of the home. You're the mental head of the home. You're the emotional head of the home. So when you go out and come home, and because you had a bad day, you decide that the rest of the house must have a bad day, then you're not being the head of the home. You are responsible for the emotional well-being of your home if you want to answer head of home. As a result, even when you're out of a job and maybe it's your wife that's supporting at the time, be the emotional head of the home because she's handling finances at that time. So as a father, even the Bible says that he who cannot provide for his family is worse than an infidel. Now, let's even assume you're not religious. You cannot just come and be talking about head of home and the head of this house. It's not head by shouting, no. If that family unit is going to be intact, you're going to have to play a role of head mentally, financially, emotionally, physically. You need to, I don't want to say be in shape but you kind of need to be healthy. You cannot sit down, swallow, let's say 4 wraps of eba.
Egusi soup.
No, egusi don't finish. My banga soup.
Banga.
Drop it down with like 3 pieces of goat meat or 4, because after all, you're the head of the home. And then you use like half a bottle of whiskey to wash it down. And then after that, you aggravate everybody in the house. But in your mind, head of home, no. Head of home is all-encompassing. And leading me to number 2, the woman in the house. So she might be the mother or not, or your wife. But let's say she's your wife, even if you don't have any children. She's the wife. Who is now the support system, who people also commonly refer to as the neck. If they cut your neck, you're supposed to feel it. So you cannot, for example, be hitting your wife and call yourself the head of the home. It's supposed to pain you. You cannot derive pleasure from I know it sounds like a stupid example, but I cannot believe it. Slap your neck, you will feel it. It's supposed to be painful. So you cannot be head of the home and then in turn be doing that to your wife. And then number two, the women as the neck of the home. You cannot now insist that only me by myself, I want to turn in this direction and be working in that way. Oh, now because they've given me, I'm now making the money and he's not paying any money. Every day I get to, ooh, you're not a man. Ooh, you're not a... Do you not even know where people learn that thing? Where do you learn how to just, sound like, I have to give it to people who restrain themselves. There are some people that start and all you want to do is just slap them away like a fly. Stop nagging. Stop nagging. At the end of the day, we're all individually responsible for what we do to the other person. So be nice, be a kind person. If you're the one bringing the financial income and it's annoying you that maybe instead of him to be actively trying to look for a job, he's just sitting at home, talk to him about it. Don't not carry it on your head and be like, every day, I come home, you're not here on the chair. When will you get up from the chair? Say it with love. And last, if it annoys you the most, be going now. Okay, unfortunately, yes, in our society, it's a taboo to go. You are responsible for your own actions as a woman and as a man. Let's then go into children. And I unfortunately, I'm not going to talk about minors because they're too young. What you do to a child and how you bring up a child up until they get to, I think, 16, 18 now is mostly about the parent. So as parents, you must create a loving environment as much as you can. Don't beat your children. It's tough. Parenting is entirely up to us, realizing that we must try to do our best. There are people who don't hit their children, and those children have turned out to be amazing. There are people who hit their children, and those children have turned out to be amazing, and vice versa. So beating or not beating, I don't know, I can't necessarily advocate for which one is wrong and which one is right. There's no right or wrong. It's about doing the right thing, as long as it's coming from a place of love. So don't be like, because you went out, you are trying to act like a prostitute, you now cut your daughter's hair. Like, why would you even talk to your child like that? Like, be aware that you're going to start putting things like self-esteem issues into your daughter. Then when she now gets to 21, after locking her in the house for the past 20 years, suddenly you say, your mates are getting married. Is the Holy Spirit going to come and marry her? Please, uncle. She cannot. Because you said she must go to university as a day student, go to secondary school as a day student. If a man came to you, in fact, all the boys in the estate are afraid of your gates. Because if they come there, they've heard that Papa Nkechi has a rifle. Allow her, but talk to her so that she knows what the world is expecting of her. You are her first guy. So love her. Don't abuse your children. Listen to them. Verbal abuse, emotional abuse. Children who come from abusive homes usually end up having issues later. That's why half of us in Nigeria, I don't even know if it's half. There's a number. A lot of people in Nigeria are walking out with mental issues. Some more than others. Mad people. But you can't see a therapist in Nigeria because, after all, you are not mad. But the point is, let's try to, what's the word I'm looking for? Keep our homes free of abuse. And not just our homes, even your friends, close family and friends, and so on and so forth. Now, so to the children. So now we're not talking about minors, but people who have grown older, you've left your parents' house. Your parents cannot continuously be responsible for everything you're going through. Oh, I can't find love in life because, my father was not there. That's possibly true, that your father was not there, and as a result, it has affected the way you perceive men. However, for how much longer should you continue to blame your dad, who, by the way, is not feeling this blame that you're giving him? He's somewhere with his new girlfriend or whatever, doing whatever he needs to do. Here you are, not finding love, blaming a man who doesn't know he's being blamed. You take responsibility. You get to a point as an adult where you must take responsibility for your life. So please do that as children. And then I want to say something about siblings. You are my brother, you are my sister, and so on and so forth. The thing about siblings is eventually you get up and your sibling gets married. But then you feel like, this is my sibling, that's my brother, that's my sister. It's kind of hard for your sister to meet a guy, and that's where her life becomes about him and her new family. It's hard for you when your brother meets a girl And I mean, especially the ones when they just fall in love, and that's where his heart is, that becomes his number one. You, his sister, or you, the brother, now start to feel like, he's chopping my brother's money. Or, he's making my sister feel. She chose, he chose. Accept it and see how the other person can also become your sister or your brother. That's the point. Family does not abuse. The day you get up and abuse a member of your family, that person is not your family, and anything you see after that, take. So all these people are saying, but stop it now, he's your brother. No, he's not, because he abused me. He either needs to go to jail or he needs to be in a psychiatric hospital. What's the point? We need to start to remember to protect family. We need to start to remember that that unit called family is so important, because that's where we get a lot of strength from. That's where we get a lot of our, our peace from. You come home and the place that you call home is not peaceful. So thank you very much. Very short, very simple, very basic. But I think it's important for us to start to look after family, because a lot of the things that I see today, you see siblings are not speaking to each other. Two brother and sister are fighting. They've been fighting for 10 years. And you start to think tomorrow one person will just die. That's it. Literally, you just fall and die. Then you come to the burial. Because I didn't call him yesterday. I'm like, but you could have. So today, if you have that issue, pick up the phone, call. Last, the person will not answer. Or last, the person will hang up on you. Call. Life is so short with the things I've seen in the past couple of years. It's just been a very turbulent period, but life is short, guys. Pick up the phone, make a call, keep your family units whole, keep your family units safe, keep your family unit peaceful. And if you have any comments or disagreements, because I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with me on this one, but make it in the comment box under the screen. If you have any topics you want me to discuss, please send them to the email address on the screen. Until next time, please stay safe, please stay peaceful, please stay loving, please stay caring, and keep it real.